So when I was in 5th grade, there was this big thing about choosing your instrument, and like, you know, there's an assembly and they're like, you know, pick something, you can join the band when you get to middle school, it's a big deal. And so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I ended up playing trumpet, and I got recruited on a scholarship to this camp. So I ended up singing a song that, one of the first songs I ever wrote. My cabin or whatever coerced me into doing the open mic, and that's where I met Andrew, our producer, who grew to be our producer. I'm drawn to like blues, soul, R&B a lot, mostly just, I love the bass, I love the groove. I think all of us kind of are drawn to, you know, just something with a good beat that kind of expresses emotion as well. So I think that's definitely something that we like.
First, it started with me and Maddie. We played in a band in high school, and after kicking that around for a few years, we all went off to college in that band, and Maddie gave me a call and asked if I wanted to start this other group. And after we played for a little while, I invited this drummer Caleb out to a show, and he just sat in and played drums, and it went great. So from then on, he just kind of stayed in the band, and now he's part of the painting group.
Yeah, we played a show without even rehearsing that day. We're just like, oh, he plays drums, he doesn't need to know the keys, right?
So it was a small thing.
It was a small thing, but then he did so well on the fly that we're like, man, if we actually taught this guy the songs, that would be a good time, right?
Yeah. It was something I've never done before. You know, it was interesting. I think it went pretty good. You know, as good as it can go without rehearsing, but you know, it worked. I'm here, so it got me in.
He's still in the band.
He's still in the band, he's a keeper. The process of recording After Hours has definitely been a long time coming. I started with Andrew on it maybe 4 or 5 years ago, actually. He lives long distance, so I would come down to LA every 6 months or so, stay a week. We would kind of write, bounce ideas off each other until we kind of created this we were exploring a lot of different genres and things, and just finding the sound that really resonated, and we started to try to replicate those sounds live and try to make that thing come to life. And in doing that, we kind of created something new and created what it is today and what it's going to be when we release it.
Most of the time, Maddie will send us like a voice memo or like a kind of an informal recording that she'll make herself. And sometimes me and Caleb will put it in a recording program and mess with it and add stuff on it, or we'll just listen to it with our producer and kick around ideas about it. But usually it just starts with Maddie on the piano or on the guitar, and we kind of pass it around between our little team of people, and a song usually comes out on the other end, you know, a few months later.
Is reminiscent vaguely.
It's kind of a song, it was actually the first one we recorded ever. Ironically, it's gonna be the first one we released, but it's a song kind of about like the thrill of attraction, kind of that moment before you know somebody, that moment where a stranger, you know, it's the moment right before a stranger becomes something more,